PS Daktari Raymondi to make his remarks. Karibu Daktari.
Let's take our seats for those who are able to. So to the Deputy Governor of Nairobi County, the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Kenya Police Service, Mr. Eliud Lagat, the senators that are here, the two senators we have from Nairobi, the members of parliament from Nairobi, several constituencies represented here, the members of the County Assembly of Nairobi, the leadership of KARA, Mr. Richard, the chair of KARA, Mr. Henry, who is the CEO of KARA, the leaders of various residents associations around the country, members of Nairobi, senior government officials, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. First of all, let me say that I am sincerely sorry that I ended up coming off very late. It was very late. We were supposed to be here from around midday, but because of other engagements, it became impossible. But I want to appreciate your patience. I know you've had a long day's engagement in which we've had serious presentations. I don't know whether it was my county commissioner or the regional commissioner, said it was akin to public participation, the county commissioner. And I want to commend KARA, the Kenya Alliance of Residents Association, for breaking through and organizing this event. Actually, when I received the invitation to be a guest, a lot of things went through my mind. I was like, labda kuna mashtaka mengi ama kuna vitu kama serikali tumeshindwa kufanya, ikabidi sasa KARA itengeneze hii mkutano. Now, listening through from the time I came in, and also getting an update of what has been discussed since morning, I must appreciate the thoughtfulness that has gone into planning and preparing for this, and dubbing this as Usalama Mitaani program. In that all of us, our CEO for Nakaba, so that everybody has a home. Hata mizi akuna kwao, or at least at the end of the day, a thief must go somewhere. So if there is any intervention that we must undertake as a government, or as a community, or as a country, it must start from that smallest unit where we all emanate from. Now the family becomes that important unit. Within that family, when you have several families in one particular space, it is a residence that is shared. And the way KARA has organized itself over the years, Mheshimiwa Lai spoke about his days when he was leading the team in Utawala? And out of that, they were able to work very closely with our security agencies to resolve and also, even in certain instances, forestall a lot of things that would easily go wrong. Now, as a country, I would proudly say that since the administration of President Ruto came into office, it's now more than 2.5 years, slightly more than 2.5 years, we have a fairly stable country in the sense of security. We still continue to face a number of security challenges, but we must all agree that there has been a significant improvement. I remember at one point in Nairobi, even walking on the street was a problem. And we immediately came with a number of interventions, primarily spearheaded by the National Police Service, to get rid of criminal elements on our streets. We still continue to have isolated cases, and therefore this initiative by Kara is a welcome initiative because it will help us not just to sustain the good state of security that we enjoy in Nairobi, but also to even enhance it. We need to move beyond the streets of the city center. We need to go into our neighborhoods. We need to make sure that our estates, we rid them of the criminal gangs that continue to pose a lot of challenges. Most recently, we've been grappling with issues on gender-based violence and femicide. And this has been happening right before our eyes, when we well know that we would have done better and mitigated these unwelcome situations. So Richard and Henry Kongole for spearheading this, and I want to give you our commitment as a government, and more specifically as a ministry responsible for security, that we will work hand in hand to support this initiative, and whatever it is that you ask of us that we are able to intervene in, we will be able to do exactly that. Now, it's not just an initiative around usalama mitaani, but the other important thing that I feel is very significant is the fact that in this forum, beyond inviting me and also having a number of leaders from Nairobi participate in this forum, is that you've been able to bring together representatives from at least 4 of our major urban centers, including Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu, and Mombasa. And one of the most profound lessons I've learned since I joined the security sector is that no matter how robust our national level policies and strategies may be, they count for little unless they are grounded in and driven by the communities they are meant to protect. It is through collaboration with local communities and timely information sharing among wananchi and law enforcement agencies that we develop a truly responsive strategies which address existing and emerging security threats. And listening to Marianne about what they are doing at Gara, I do not need to overemphasize how they've been able to transform that neighborhood. One, they were pushed out of an event that was very unfortunate, and they swore never to allow something like that to repeat itself. And today, she's able to share with us the experiences, which I want to believe the rest of the residents' associations can borrow a leaf from, so that we sustain better communities. And for this reason, I can confidently say that this is an important and timely forum that we are attending here today. On behalf of the ministry, let me say that we recognize you as the true foundation of our nation's security. Genuine safety begins at home, in the residences where our children play, in the estates we live, and in the mitaa we proudly call home. From the presentations shared by resident associations across the country, we reaffirm what we have long known, that you are the cornerstone of our collective safety. The Usalama Mitaani initiative affirms that communities are not merely recipients of security, they are its co-creators. Resident associations, community-based organizations, youth groups, and women networks form the heartbeat of this initiative. The State Department for Internal Security, which is here today, led by myself, is ready to work alongside you, and we want you to feel like equal partners in safeguarding our neighborhoods. This collaboration is not just about policing communities, but about also empowering them. We are able to share information in a real-time fashion. We are able to engage. We are able to call out those who are sleeping on the job. At the same time, we are also able to provide in-kind support to a number of our officers, including engagements with our chiefs, with our police officers, and all the other agencies or officials that represent various agencies. The National Government Administration officers, police officers, officers from NACADA, and we listened to the CEO of NACADA speak to some of the challenges, particularly on drug and substance abuse. And today, I don't think there is anyone seated amongst us here who can confidently say that they are not having a challenge on drug and substance abuse within our households. We have the private security firms who complement what the national security agencies do on a day-to-day basis. And just to put things into context, we have slightly more than 100,000 police officers. So when Mheshimiwa Lai was talking about 50 police officers in Kileleshwa, the DIG was asking, so how many more do we need to take there? Think about it, just slightly more than 100 police officers in a population of more than 55 million Kenyans. You start to appreciate how impossible it is for us to have police officers in each and every corner. And that is why this initiative by KARA becomes very important, in that we are also able to bring other actors within the security sector. Now, one of those actors is the private security institutions or organizations. Today we have more than 1.2 million security guards in the country. They are like 10 times more than the police officers. And I'm sure that if we are able to work closely and provide the necessary linkages, then some of the security challenges that we are facing today will be easier to manage. Together we can embed the Usalama Mitaani initiative into a comprehensive and integrated security strategy, shifting our approach from reactive to proactive, from top down to bottom up, as is our bottom up economic transformation agenda that is being spearheaded by His Excellency the President. In that we want the common man at the grassroots to take charge, not just of their development, but also of their security. Because without security, no development can take place. Ladies and gentlemen, as a responsible government, we are deeply concerned about the growing security challenges in our estates and communities. If you look at the latest report from the National Crime Research Center, which is an agency in my State Department, housebreaking and burglaries make up nearly 40% of all reported crimes in residential estates. Some estates have become safe havens for gangs, with frequent incidents of violent crimes. And I'm happy the area MCA has alluded to this. And I don't think it's just something that is a problem within the ward that we are in today. It cuts across all the estates, it cuts across in our villages, in our neighborhoods. We are also facing a growing crisis on drugs, which are being sold and consumed openly in homes, in recreational areas, in shops, and even learning institutions. At the same time, basic infrastructure gaps, like the absence of nearby police stations, or if the police stations are there, they are not properly equipped, and these are some of the areas where we need to collaborate so that we improve on the services. The challenges around lighting, the MP for Kibra has spoken about this, and lack of safe community spaces continue to undermine the safety and security of our neighborhoods. Now, all this cannot be ignored, and together we must confront this reality and work towards halting the downward spiral and its far-reaching consequences. And I think it will be of interest to all of us to look at what we are doing as a government and see where we can be able to improve on some of those things, and also pick up the gaps ahead of time. We are rolling out the affordable housing program. And in another 2 to 3 years, the landscape of this country is going to change tremendously. What are some of the things that we need to take care of now as we put up these massive infrastructure projects so that these neighborhoods will be safe and better for us to live in? Kara and its partners have thoughtfully designed Usalama Mitaani that can create clear, direct lines of communication between resident associations and the local police to ensure faster and more accountable responses. And in collaboration with Nakada, Usalama Mitaani can also mobilize drug intervention teams to reach young people early, and early intervention and dignified reintegration in our communities must be at the heart of ongoing rehabilitation efforts. Usalama Mitaani represents more than a community